That's his history. In fact, he was here even before America was a country. I just toured Jamestown, of course, 1619, way before America received its independence. We just in the nation's capital did a ceremonial tribute and prayer to one of the Muslim slaves, very scholarly Muslim slave. Now, we find there many scholarly slaves. They were princes, knew several languages, could read, could write, and this is one of those slaves. He came to America in 1752. Okay, again, that's before America was even a country, and came in D.C. Area, ended up in the Georgetown area, and his family was the Bill family. That was the family that purchased him and owned him, and he was 16 years old when he was captured. I think he came from Guinea area in West Africa. But what I want to get to is that he was a Muslim, known to be a Muslim, and he memorized many parts of the Quran. And apparently, he was blessed to have a good, we'll say, slave master, and because he let him keep his name, and he allowed him to do some of the rituals. And he promised him his freedom. And in fact, at age 60, he was given his freedom. But the his slave master had died before he could get his freedom. He asked him, if you do such and such, I'll give you your freedom. And so when he died, the wife of that slave owner, after Yarrow had done that, she honored, this is, again, he was just blessed to have some masters who were not as cruel as some of the others that we find in the history. So she honored him, and he got his freedom in, I think it was 1792, I believe. And so he was seen in, he bought a house in Georgetown. Now again, he's a Muslim, he was enslaved, and they saw him chanting. And this is a custom you find that Muslims would recite Quran. It's very rhythmic, and that's what we think that he was saying. And they say he was observed making prayer facing the east, the prayer that we're doing now, standing. They're doing versus Muslims do. And he became a very prominent person. He was a financer, very good at business. He helped a lot of people in society. He was made famous by actually white Christians, two in particular, that did portraits of him. And then one did a book on him. James Johnson did a book called From Slavery to Harvard. It's a book that's out, and I think it's the only book that's been done really about Yarrow Mahmoud. But we knew that during that particular time, in America's history, Islam was not established and not an accepted way of life. They couldn't express that way of life across the country. I'm saying that slavery must allow him to do certain things privately. So we knew that he didn't get the service. So we did a ceremonial service for him. And what made us do this particular service, because the house where that he had purchased, that area was torn down, and someone had purchased it. And the person that did the book, in his book, it says that Yarrow Mahmoud is buried in the corner where he used to pray facing east. And that's what he said in the book. So permission was received from the owners of that property, the owners, to send in an archaeologist team, the D.C. Preservation Office and archaeologists from Florida and also Howard University. In fact, right now it's a live site right now that they're excavating right now. But they had gotten down to the century where Yarrow Mahmoud was. They started seeing things. The concern was that the owners want to make that place profitable. That's why how D.C. is make lots of money. So they say, well, they might stop them at any time because they don't have forever to do the excavation. So they say, since they're in that century, that we would go ahead and do the ceremonial now, and we had good participation from the city and the to honor that particular slave. Now,